He was a very normal young man with no connection to work or responsibility, living his life alone at home. After his parents traveled for a second honeymoon, he locked himself in his room all day, living with his waifus, and the house literally became a dumpster. One day, while he was sleeping, he heard the doorbell and got up to check the camera, finding a beautiful girl standing there saying she came to apply for a maid job. He froze in place, wondering what to do, so he brought her inside and asked if she had experience. She told him very coldly that she was a hired assassin who disposed of people who betrayed her master. The boy was paralyzed, and the girl told him her master sent her to serve him, while he tried to explain to her that she must be joking. But no, it was real. His heart dropped, and he asked her what his connection to her master was. She told him that his grandmother knew the driver of her master's son from afar, meaning the topic made no sense. He cut her off by mistake and feared she would get upset, so he changed the subject quickly and asked what she specialized in. The girl decided to give him a show. She went out to the garden with him and threw knives at the tree in a straight line like what we see in anime. The boy literally wet himself from terror and told her he had no one who wanted to kill him and that it was better for her to return to whoever sent her. The girl got annoyed but said okay and walked away. He breathed and said that was it, but discovered she forgot the small jar. He ran after her, and after he reached the street, a car was about to wipe him off the face of the earth, but the assassin jumped and saved him at the last moment. She felt shy and said it was her first time saving someone, and she did not know why her heart was beating so fast. She walked away, but he stood thinking that a girl like this saved his life. He called her back and asked her to do a work trial at his place. They returned home, and she started explaining to him about knives, but he told her, "No, sister, I want you to clean." The girl looked at the garbage bags and asked seriously how many corpses were in those bags. He screamed and told her that he had nothing to do with her work and just wanted someone to clean the house. She told him she would try to learn, as long as he employed her. She started cleaning, and in less than a minute, she broke the mop and flooded the house with water, and the bucket fell on her head. She apologized, terrified he would fire her. But before she could fall again, she did an acrobatic move and stood like a ninja. Then the bucket fell on her head again. He asked if she was always like this. She got shy and said she knew nothing but killing. He told her never mind. Everything has a beginning. He removed the bucket from her head and handed her the towel. The two started cleaning the house and actually made it spotless. After that, he was hungry, but she did not know how to cook, so he decided to teach her. When she held the knife, she cut the cabbage in 2 seconds like a professional. Then he brought out the cutlets he bought, and she did not understand what they were exactly. She told him she never focused on the taste of food, as food was just energy. He was shocked and tried to promote the cutlets to her like a TV commercial. Her reply was cold, but he said as soon as you taste it, you will change. Suddenly he remembered he did not ask for her name. She said she had no name, and since he became her master, he would name her. And here the real story began. Hitoyoshi could not find a name suitable for her, so he decided to call her the maid until he found another name. He served her the food and sat waiting for her reaction eagerly. She did not taste anything special, but she felt a strange warmth for the first time. She felt it and told him it was delicious. When he told her to try the sauce, which was 90% MSG, she was shocked by the taste and was completely confused. At night, he woke up crying because of a nightmare about his mother who left him and started feeling hungry. He decided to go down to make noodles, and as soon as he approached the kitchen, he was shocked that someone was inside. He got scared and thought the maid intended to kill him while he was unaware, but when he looked, he saw on her face a red drop of blood, so he panicked more until he found her turning towards him holding a bottle of sauce. Then his heart relaxed. She got flustered, but he told her to calm down and that he understood midnight hunger. He prepared some food for himself and her. After they finished eating, she asked, "You were having a nightmare a while ago, right?" She said that she was going to the kitchen and heard him groaning, so she entered without him noticing and found him crying in his sleep. She was embarrassed, especially when she told him he was calling for his mother. Then she told him she dreamed of a huge sauce speaking, and when she went to lick it, it disappeared. He was shocked by what he heard. Then she told him this was her first dream, not about killing or being killed, and that she was sad for him and did not know how to console him. He told her the matter was normal, and that since the day his mother left the house, he has been seeing almost the same nightmare. He told her that when he was young, he used to sleep on his mother's lap when he was scared. The next day, she was cutting the trash and compressing it, and Hitoyoshi was happy that she was working well. When he went out to throw the bag, he found a small dog left in front of the house. Hitoyoshi got angry and asked if his house was an orphanage or what, until he found a note saying that his owner bought him thinking he was a small breed, but it turned out he would grow big and he could not afford him, so he left the dog in front of the richest house on the street. Hitoyoshi got annoyed but could not leave him in the heat, so he decided to take him. The maid got tense from the words and remembered painful things and told him not every rescue was right, but Hitoyoshi told her he did not like to philosophize and that a human saves whoever is in front of him by instinct only. only. Hitoyoshi carried the puppy and asked her if she wanted to hold him. She got startled and told him she was afraid of dogs, but if he ordered her to hold him, she would obey no matter how scared she was. He told her not to tire herself and asked her why she was afraid. She told him that the one who trained her long ago threw her in a forest full of fierce dogs, and she got traumatized her whole life. When he told her that she needed to help him take care of the puppy, she was shocked and decided to face her fear to be useful. She asked to hold him, and when she held him, she kept vibrating like a Nokia phone. And when the puppy bit her finger, she was about to throw him out the window had Hitoyoshi not caught him. Hitoyoshi took him to the pet shop and bought him things. When they returned, she told him she never saw kindness like his before, and that he treated her gently even though she made many mistakes. She asked him if she even deserved to be with him. Before he could reply, the puppy ran, so he caught him. He told her that surely at some moment she wanted to live as a normal girl, and that this was her chance. She was shocked because she never thought of stopping killing. Her whole life was kill or be useful. When he told her to look at the sunset, she stood beside him and felt that maybe with him she would know herself. He also told her that when he saw her the first time, he was startled, but now he saw that she was kind. The words brought back her memories from long ago, when they used to encourage her. She asked him what to do to return to being a normal girl, so he told her the first thing was not to let mistakes break you. Everything new to me is natural for you to make mistakes in. The maid started making dinner and cutting the cabbage in a normal way instead of the assassin style. Suddenly, the puppy came and rubbed against her. She got startled and raised the knife at him, but found him falling from hunger. She fed him and tried to touch him to overcome her fear, but Hitoyoshi entered suddenly and startled her. He thanked her for taking care of the puppy and named him Chai because his fur was soft. Then he told her she became better, and this made her very touched. She told him she would take care of the puppy if he was busy. Despite her fear, she decided to face it, and Hitoyoshi helped her approach and touch him. When she put him in her lap and felt how soft and calm he was, she knew her fear was needless and smiled for the first time for real. When the puppy remained calm and polite, they sat to have dinner, and the maid fell in love with the sauce again. She finished the plate in 2 seconds. When Hitoyoshi asked her if she wanted another plate, she told him shyly that she did not like to bother him, but her hand extended the plate on its own. So Hitoyoshi told her to stop hesitating and ask for what she wanted straight away. The opportunity shone in her eyes, and she asked him to name her. He started asking her some questions until she told him that her birthday was a day of heavy snow, so he named her Yuki, meaning snow. But the name brought back painful memories, because her old master used to call her that, because she was cold like snow. But when Hitoyoshi said to her that he loved winter and snow, the name became cute. She smiled and said it several times like a Pokemon. The next day, while she was playing with Matcha, Hitoyoshi came with a piercing gun because he wanted to get an earring to look cool in front of his friends, and he asked her to do it for him because he was afraid to do it alone. Before she pierced his ear by a moment, her body froze and she started shivering. Thinking this was punishment for something wrong she did, she told him she was afraid to hurt him, so he asked her if she didn't pierce people on a level bigger than this. Suddenly the doorbell rang, and she went to open it and found Riko, Hitoyoshi's sister, standing there waiting to see the new dog. As soon as she saw Yuki, she was shocked that her brother brought a girl to his place. When she entered, she was surprised that the house was so clean. She started pulling his cheeks, asking him why he hid it from her, so he told her he only told his dad, and their mom would have worried if she knew. Riko started playing with his cheeks again, and Yuki asked them if they live alone. Riko got shy, and Hitoyoshi said his sister loved sweet and beautiful things. That was why he did not tell her about Yuki. After that, they introduced themselves, and Riko said her name was beautiful. Yuki thanked her and said she was named that because she was an assassin with no fixed name. Hitoyoshi tried to silence her, but it was over. The words came out and Riko froze, but she was not scared. On the contrary, she was dazzled. She asked her to sign an autograph for her, but Yuki's handwriting was like a child's, so she got shy. But when Yuki said she knew 12 languages fluently, she got more excited and decided to do her summer project about her and asked her to show her her skills. Hitoyoshi said not to get Yuki in trouble. She said she would treat her as fiction. They took her to the garden, and Riko put an apple on top of her head and waited for the hit. Yuki threw the knife and hit the exact center, and Riko was flying with joy. She asked her where she got the knife from. She said from her clothes and said she was carrying 16 knives before Hitoyoshi reduced the number. After a while, Riko's stomach made a sound because she was hungry, so they went to eat. She asked Yuki to make her special dish, but Yuki knew nothing but mincing cabbage, and they were not rabbits. To eat only cabbage, so they went to eat Big Macs. After that, Riko saw a poster for a summer festival, and Hitoyoshi said they sold a special sauce there. Yuki started sweating from hunger and demanded to go. Immediately, they went to play festival games. Riko could not hit anything, and Yuki took the rifle thinking of herself as a professional assassin, but she could not hit because the rifle rifle was crooked, so she started doubting herself. After that, in the fish catching game, she turned out to be legendary. Then they went to the stand that had the sauce. Yuki ate the crackers with the sauce, and her eyes sparkled. Riko went to get juice, and Hitoyoshi asked Yuki if she visited festivals before. She told him she used to go, but only to kill her targets, and became sad. Suddenly, the sound of fireworks started, and the girl was amazed. Riko returned, and they sat watching the fireworks. Afterward, while they were returning, a thief on a motorcycle came fast and was about to hit Riko, but Yuki snatched her at the last moment. Hitoyoshi got annoyed because the thief was stealing and exposing people to danger and said he must be punished. Yuki heard the word punishment and considered it a mission and took off running like Spider-Man. He and Riko ran after her and found her, jumping over house roofs. When she reached the thief, she jumped on him, threw knives at his wheels, blew him up, and knocked him down in an alley. Hitoyoshi screamed at her not to kill him, so she tied him lightly and said this was his punishment only. The woman who was robbed came with the police and they took the thief. While they were returning, Riko said her friends would go crazy when they heard about Yuki. Yuki asked her about school, and Riko said it was fun as long as the quiet kid did not bring an automatic weapon. From this talk, Yuki started getting excited to go to school and be a girl. Normal. The vacation ended, and Hitoyoshi went back to school and started worrying about what Yuki would do alone. Then came to him his fierce friend and told him he heard a rumor about a beautiful cosplayer in the city. Hitoyoshi got startled and pretended not to understand. His other friend said he saw her in the library. Hitoyoshi said what was Yuki doing there? Suddenly the teacher entered and said there was a new transfer student, and Yuki entered with the uniform. The teacher introduced her as Hitoyoshi's cousin. She sat in front of him, turned around, and told him she was waiting to learn with you, master. The whole class burned with jealousy, and the day became hard for Hitoyoshi. When Riko came after school, she found him like a statue from the shock, and he knew that she was the one who arranged all this to make a surprise for him. While they were returning home, Riko was walking proudly saying that Yuki learned all school basics in 3 days only, but Hitoyoshi had his mind in a completely other place, saying he was curious to know how she entered school in the first place, and also how she was assigned to his class specifically. He asked them why they pretended she was his cousin, and why they hid everything from him. So Yuki told him with utmost innocence that all this was Riko's idea, so she would have a convincing story in front of the school, and that Riko was the one who told her not to say anything, so the surprise would be sweeter when he saw her in the morning. Hitoyoshi gave Riko a light tap on her head with a little annoyance. Yuki asked him now, "Are you upset?" He told her no, but shock after shock meant just shock on top of shock. Then he told her, "Let's live our life in school together." The next day, as soon as the bell rang for break, the students gathered like a herd of sheep and ran to the canteen to buy the yakisoba bread that only came 1 day a week. Yuki was surprised by all this hassle, so Hitoyoshi explained to her that this bread was extremely famous, and the school had an agreement with the bakery, and the number was limited, first come first served. As soon as he told her that there was a type with sauce inside, her eyes turned into hearts. She told him, "I will get it for you and me." He told her the way was long and we would not make it. She found herself jumping from the window and going up to the roof. Hitoyoshi behind her was screaming and telling her, "Yuki," but her face had a look of, "I will not return without the sauce." She ran over the fence and hopped from building to building like the Japanese version of Spider-Man. Hitoyoshi stood shocked, thinking and saying, "Girls, once they put food in their minds, it is game over." He saw a group of yakisoba maniacs coming running. He feared another collision would happen, but Yuki avoided them and took a shortcut, jumped, and landed in front of the shop like an anime hero. She ordered a stuffed loaf for her and a sandwich for Hitoyoshi. When she returned, her face was down. She told him the lady at the shop said 1 person equals 1 loaf, so she bought the best for herself and got him a normal loaf from the canteen. But Hitoyoshi told her, "Never mind, I will eat the normal one." She started crying from joy and told him to take hers. He refused and told her that she was the one who bought it, so she must eat it. The girl was flying and sat eating while smiling. Suddenly, she bit a huge piece and shoved it in her mouth in a way that broke her windpipe. At night, Riko came to sleep over with them and told him with utmost confidence that she always wished to have a big sister and actually imagined Hitoyoshi was a girl long ago. Then she dropped the bomb and told him to marry Yuki and be done. Hitoyoshi burned red and asked her what she was saying. Riko told him, "Yuki obviously loves you, and you are basically stupid and will not understand girls' feelings." Suddenly, Yuki entered and said, "Who is marrying whom?" Hitoyoshi was entering a coma, but Riko with all audacity told her, "Marry my brother." She asked her, "Do you love him?" Yuki said with all naivety, "I admire him very much." Hitoyoshi knocked his legs together from terror. Afterward, they went out to eat fruit and fresh air, and Riko continued shift mode. And Riko continued her talk and told Yuki, as soon as Hitoyoshi turns 18, marry him officially. Yuki got tense, because she did not understand what marriage meant anyway. Riko patted her and told her, "Never mind, it is simple." The next day at school, Hitoyoshi was sleeping from staying up late and the teacher hit him with chalk. Yuki cut it in 2 halves in the air like a ninja, but the two halves went into Hitoyoshi's eyes. He went to the clinic and found a new nurse, a beauty named Nada. She started examining him and asking him about his relationship with Yuki. He told her she is my cousin. She told him, no, you do not look alike at all, but you are my type. She finished his checkup, suddenly locked the door, threw him on the bed, climbed on top of him, and told him, I will make sure of your whole body. Hitoyoshi said the historic sentence, even the filthiest movies have more romance than this. Before any disaster happened, Yuki broke the door and entered like a predatory monster. As soon as he saw her, he ran and hid behind her. Nada said this was a joke, but it was a joke that appeared intended to end his life. They got out of her place, and Yuki held his hand and refused to hand him over to anyone. After they sat alone, she told him there is something important I must tell you about. Hitoyoshi's heart stopped thinking she would confess her love. She turned out saying, Nada is a killer. Like me, be careful. And indeed, she was a killer and wanted to eliminate Yuki and complete her greatest project to make a harem of models, bones, and muscles, and live in Greece. At night, Hitoyoshi wanted to sleep, but Yuki was sitting on his head watching and saying to herself, Nada will attack us. He told her, let me sleep, woman. She told him then, I sleep next to you. She came to sleep next to him. The boy was dying of shame and covered himself up to his nose. He told her that he was worried about her more and that killing her might be Nada's true goal. When Yuki heard that, she held his hand and told him, do not worry, as long as I am alive, no one will touch you. Afterward, he went to open the window. She told him, no, I will open it. There is a possibility of a sniper. As soon as she opened it, she smelled the smell of sauce and kept spinning and spinning, looking for the smell like a police dog. Suddenly, Nada appeared behind them from nowhere, holding Hitoyoshi and telling Yuki that she became soft and kind excessively, and that this makes her moves weak. She told her, you are the white fox of Dragon 9. Is this your level? Yuki took out the knife, but Nada threatened to gouge out Hitoyoshi's eye. Here, Yuki flipped to monster mode and started speaking Chinese, and threatened Nada, a threat that scares the devil himself. Nada literally was paralyzed from fear inside this moment of tension. Nada decided to back down from hurting Hitoyoshi and told Yuki that her real work is with her, that she kill her, but she basically knows that the difference in level between them is very big, and no matter how she tried, she will not be able to do anything to him without a hostage. That was why she kidnapped him and told Yuki to come to school at 2 a.m., and she wanted him to live. After she left, Yuki kept remembering the words of her teacher, who always told her that no matter how she tried, she would remain a killer, and her job in the world is only to kill people. Yuki admitted that this talk was right, and told herself to stop the delusional life that she would be normal, and decided to kill Nada and wipe any evidence. And after securing Hitoyoshi, she would leave the country and go back to working as a killer again. But while thinking, she remembered Hitoyoshi's words yesterday when he asked her to be okay and stay with him, and then she felt that she really wanted this. On the other side, Nada took Hitoyoshi to school and tied him with strange knots. She was carrying him. With her, if she felt she was a bit freaky. Hitoyoshi, despite that, was calm, and when Nada asked him if he was not afraid that he would die because of Yuki, he told her he was terrified, of course, but trusted Yuki to protect him. Nada was shocked by this calmness and told him she did not want to involve him, but she had to do so to stand against the scary killer Shui. And when he heard the name, he asked her who is Shui. She told him that is Yuki's real name in the crime world, and told him that Yuki is not a normal killer. She was a cold-blooded monster disposing of people without blinking, and was number 4 in a killer group called the Dragons, a group collecting the most dangerous talents in the world and raising them to kill, and their history was full of disasters and huge events. Because they were very well known, they were hated very much, and everyone wanted to kill them. Nada said that killing Yuki would earn money and many job offers. Hitoyoshi got angry and told her she was speaking about a 16-year-old girl who was cold one moment, and the next, everything showed on her face. Nada screamed at him and said she was sure she was Shui and that she had been spying on her for weeks. Then she started thinking about how he was so calm, as if his life was not in danger, besides the fact that she saw with her own eyes how Hitoyoshi was able to soften Yuki's heart, which never softened. So she started believing there was something exceptional about him and wanted to exploit this, because she knew Yuki would be weaker when trying to protect him. As soon as the clock struck 2, Yuki arrived and started running towards Nada, who shot at her, but Yuki easily cut the bullets out of the air. Nada activated a landmine she had placed, and the explosion lit up the place, and Nada thought she won. Hitoyoshi was shocked, but Yuki came out of the smoke, leaving it behind, and pounced on Nada, who barely blocked the hit. Nada tried to stab her and said that if she told Hitoyoshi her truth, he would never keep her beside him. But Yuki ignored her and told her to stop babbling, and that Hitoyoshi had school tomorrow and could not stay up late. Nada went crazy because no one took her seriously. She pressed a button on her phone, and suddenly appearing above Hitoyoshi's body were 4 lasers, and and she said there was a sniper on each of his limbs, and one press would turn Hitoyoshi into a torso only and told Yuki to surrender. But Yuki attacked her immediately without thinking. Nada pressed the button of danger, but Yuki took out 4 knives in a second and threw them at the lasers, blocking the bullets. Nada was paralyzed and tried to activate another trap, but one of Yuki's knives cut her phone in half. Nada screamed and said it was new and she had not bought insurance for it yet. Yuki reached her, so Nada quickly stood up and aimed the gun towards Hitoyoshi, but Yuki kicked it away, hit her, and knocked her to the ground. Nada thought she would die then and started telling Yuki that she would never be normal and that killers would chase her all her life. So what would she do? Would she keep killing and claim she lived a normal life? Yuki replied calmly and said that she would not kill again and would not allow anyone to die because of her. She untied Hitoyoshi and they returned home while Nada remained shocked. In the end, she laughed from the horror she was in and told herself she survived a meeting with a killer who could have killed her long ago if she wanted. While he was walking with Yuki, Yuki suddenly apologized and said that if he wanted her to leave his life so he would be safe, she could do that. But Hitoyoshi held her hand and told her to teach him to defend himself so he would be useful to her next time. Yuki was very touched by the words and they walked together happily. The next day at school, the girls were playing volleyball and Yuki was scoring points with scary power and the boys were standing watching her, not believing that this perfect girl was Hitoyoshi's relative. He was not upset. On the contrary, he remembered yesterday's events, which were like an action movie, and he still shivered while thinking about it. He wished to know Yuki's past, but did not want to hurt her. Suddenly the ball was thrown at his face, but someone blocked it. When he looked, he found Nada with her new blonde hair standing and winking at him. Hitoyoshi got tense because he remembered she was trying to kill him yesterday, and the situation became more tense because the boys became more jealous. Nada sat beside him, pressing her shoulder against his, and told him not to be stiff with her. Hitoyoshi remembered what happened in the morning. He and Yuki entered school and bumped into Nada with a completely new look. Yuki was ready to attack, but Nada said she was not coming to cause trouble and that she was no longer working as a nurse and that she had a new persona, a gym teacher coming from out of town, and coincidentally she was Hitoyoshi's relative. Hitoyoshi was shocked and told her we do not look alike at all. Nada told him not to worry about this matter and also said she was very good at gathering information and changing her appearance, but the blonde look was her real appearance. Yuki asked her, "What are you doing here?" She replied that she loved exciting things full of action and that the sight of the legendary assassin serving someone like Hitoyoshi was entertaining for her. So she decided to stay at school to have fun with them. She said she was not coming with evil intent, nor would she try to hurt Hitoyoshi again, but Yuki was not convinced until she offered her 3 months of yakisoba bread. Yuki agreed immediately and told Hitoyoshi not to worry and that even in their line of work, they did not kill civilians just because. Nada learned the lesson and would not repeat it. Even if she stayed, Yuki would know how to handle it even while sleeping. They actually agreed that Nada would watch them from afar, but it seemed she forgot the matter because she kept clinging to Hitoyoshi and telling him that she did not like the gym teacher job, but this was the job where she could slack off the most without anyone holding her accountable. She got closer to him and started whispering words in his ear that embarrassed him. So naturally, Yuki got annoyed and spiked the ball without noticing, and the hit was hard, to the degree that the net tore and the ball exploded the wall. The girls kept asking her how she had this strength, and she started getting nervous. Afterward, she had lunch with Hitoyoshi and apologized to him that she lost control, so he told her it was not her fault. Then she told him that she knew Nada did not mean evil, but her feeling was strange when she saw her clinging to him, and she asked him if this was normal or if she was acting stupidly. Hitoyoshi understood immediately Yuki was jealous. After a few days, Yuki opened the washing machine and found that the towels were washed and dried well for the first time, so she was flying with joy. She ran to Hitoyoshi to tell him the news, and he patted her and encouraged her. Then she told him to have katsudon for dinner, with cabbage and the old lady's sauce. He went with her to the shop he bought from. The lady asked Hitoyoshi about Yuki, who was glued to the glass drooling over the sauce. Then she saw the old man cutting the meat. As soon as he held the knife, his whole body shook, and then he became steady and cut it with terrifying precision. Yuki was shocked and said, surely this man was an assassination legend like us, and Hitoyoshi did not like to break her imagination. The lady asked Hitoyoshi what this girl was saying, so he told her she just loved the sauce. The lady rejoiced and said she was the one who made the recipe. Yuki described her as the boss practically and said she never tasted food like this, and when she tried it for the first time, she felt something called happiness. The lady said perhaps she was lonely and not finding warmth in her life, and that was why the taste of food was empty to her. Afterward, the old man touched Yuki's shoulder and told her there was dust without her feeling him, so her conviction increased that he was legendary, and she became one of his biggest fans. She tasted the sauce while flying above the clouds. They returned home and had dinner. Yuki was washing the dishes, and Hitoyoshi drifted off, searching for the 9 dragons. He found it was just a Chinese legend. He hesitated whether to ask her or not, but said she was trying to distance herself from the past, so better not. Afterward, he slept on the sofa and had a nightmare about his mother who left him, and when he woke up, he found himself in Yuki's lap and something soft hitting his chin. She asked him, "This bad dream again?" His phone fell and opened his search page, so she saw that he was searching for her organization. She told him she did not know much, and that she was just a killing machine executing orders so they would not discard her. She said she was still dazzled by normal life, and that she was happy she found a chance to be a normal human. His face became red, and he told her that he was also happy she was with him. The next day, she finished the housework and went to the market. Everyone was looking at her, but she did not care. A girl told her she was beautiful and wanted to be like her, and asked her where she got this strange outfit from. When she knew it was not normal clothing, she was shocked. When Yuki asked him, he told her frankly no, the outfit was not normal, so they decided to buy her a new wardrobe. They found Riko waiting for them, and to the shock, they found Nada coming to plant a listening device in his room. She said she came to help them choose clothes for Yuki. Riko asked her if she was also a killer, so the answer was yes, before she suffocated her with her natural marshmallows. They entered a cosplay shop. Riko dressed her in a more eye-catching maid dress and took photos of her from every angle. Yuki did not like it. She tried something short, but rejected it because it was not suitable to hide knives. Hitoyoshi told her she did not need knives anymore. She told him. Their presence comforted her. They went to a normal shop, and she tried on normal clothes. Riko and Nada intruded in the middle. When they asked Hitoyoshi which one was nicer, he said the long white one. Nada kept mocking him. While they were walking, they saw a Halloween shop. Riko dressed as a witch, and Yuki dressed like her but nicer. Nada dressed in a police outfit from strange movies, and Riko admired her. They started talking about their sick fantasies. Hitoyoshi and Yuki were standing embarrassed. Hitoyoshi saw an ad for a zombie movie and asked Yuki if she wanted to watch. They went to the cinema. Nada slept, but Yuki's nerves were on edge. When the movie ended, she was terrified of zombies. Riko told her zombies were stupid and slow. Yuki said, but their smell was hideous, and she could not kill them anyway because they were dead, and started shivering. So Hitoyoshi said he would treat them to sweets. While they were eating, a girl with pink hair was looking at them, and a man holding her hand told her that she let her guard down and that she would not be a good killer like this. Her name was Naka, and it was clear she would enter their lives soon. They returned. Nada left, and Hitoyoshi dropped Riko off. Yuki returned home and started thinking about the maid outfit and its meaning in her life. She wore it again and went to see Matcha and found the toys dirty. She said she would clean them, but Matcha snatched the towel and escaped. The atmosphere became scary. Suddenly, horror struck, and Yuki got startled and started imagining zombies attacking her. Matcha spilled cold soup on himself, and the banging scared Yuki more. When she saw him with the towel on his head, she thought he was a zombie and almost killed him. Hitoyoshi returned to find the towel torn, the dog sad, and Yuki standing apologizing while terrified. Yuki promised to repair the towel, and although Hitoyoshi did not think it was possible, he told her to do what she wanted. He noticed she went back to wearing the maid outfit and asked her if she did not like the clothes they bought. Yuki told him no. She liked them very much, but she could not leave this maid outfit, which was a gift from her previous master, the old man, the sick man who helped her escape the life of killers and finally sent her to Hitoyoshi. That was why she wanted to keep wearing it, because it reminded her of him. Yuki asked Hitoyoshi if it was strange that she preferred this outfit, which was not normal and feared zombies while she was a killer. He replied and told her it was not strange. It is natural for people to love things that hold strong memories and fear the things that scare them. Be the natural version that suits you. Yuki rejoiced at his words. Suddenly, Matcha started running around the room wanting his towel back, and Hitoyoshi carried him and understood that this was the same towel that was with him when they left him at the door, and he realized the dog was attached to it because it reminded him of his family. Yuki understood his feeling because she also had a bell that reminded her of her sister who was far away from her. Hitoyoshi was shocked and asked her, "Do you really have a sister?" But Yuki kept looking at him silent. The next day, Hitoyoshi and Yuki went to a ramen restaurant with Nada because she was the only one who could help them look for Yuki's sister. Nada told Yuki dinner was on her, and Yuki finished the whole bowl faster than Naruto himself. She said this was not enough to buy her services. Hitoyoshi got annoyed and said they should split the bill, but Yuki was focused on adding her favorite sauce to the ramen. Nada went crazy because she saw herself as Gordon Ramsay's student and said it was a sin to add sauce to ramen made correctly. Yuki did not listen to her words, but after a while, she noticed the sauce was almost finished. So Hitoyoshi took her to another shop to get sauce, but the young lady told them that they were sold out because all the students bought it and they only had. The normal quantity left. Yuki said okay, but Hitoyoshi heard her heart breaking. They returned home and Yuki looked at the little remaining and said she would use it carefully to last her a whole week. Hitoyoshi tried to cheer her up and asked her about her sister. He asked her what she would say to her when she saw her. Yuki said she did not remember her face at all. They took me when we were young, and most of my memories are scattered. She said the thing she knew most was that their mother had given them the same bell, and she was still carrying it in hopes of recognizing her sister when she saw her. She said she was afraid to meet her. Maybe she would be upset with her. Hitoyoshi felt nervous and asked if he should tell Nada not to look for her. She told him even if she was afraid, she would be happy when she knew she was okay. At that time, Hitoyoshi's friends arrived and asked if they were out together. Hitoyoshi was shocked and told them they came to buy the album of their favorite singer, Niska, who would sing at the festival soon. Suddenly, the short friend became jealous of Hitoyoshi and Yuki's closeness and found it strange that two pretty girls were close to him at school. Anyway, the short boy was jealous that he no longer spent time with them, but the tall one told him to calm down. At least Hitoyoshi was happy with Yuki. They started talking about Hitoyoshi's middle school days, and he tried to silence them. In the end, the album fell from the hand of his friend. Yuki tried to block the fall with the bag, but the sauce fell all over the ground. At night, Yuki dreamed that the giant sauce bottle was empty and angry at her. When Hitoyoshi woke her in the morning, she told him she no longer had a reason to live. Hitoyoshi tried to console her and told her she could buy sauce next week. The night that followed, she had the same dream and ran to Hitoyoshi's room asking to sleep with him because she was afraid to sleep alone. Hitoyoshi was shocked and told her he was staying up for the upcoming exam so he could sit with her until she calmed down. While drinking coffee, Yuki suddenly told him, "You are a man with a great personality." She asked him, "Have you ever hated anyone?" He thought and said, "I won't call it hate, but I didn't love my dad because of things that happened before. But this is what happens in families." His words reminded her of her sister. When she told her she hated her, she went back to her room saying she didn't want to bother Hitoyoshi. She slept and saw the empty sauce bottle telling her that it left her, and her sister and everyone hated her because she was a cold killer. It said that even Hitoyoshi and Riko hated her. The bottle kept telling her about her past. When she was young, she was a genius speaking 15 languages at 7 years old and was on the road to fame because of her intelligence and kindness, but she was interested in the happiness of her parents. They were all happy until her 7th birthday when an unexpected guest appeared and her parents disappeared. In her dream, Yuki started crying and the bottle told her they were killed because the killer took her. Even her sister was involved. Yuki lost her feelings and immersed herself in training to become a heartless killer. And when her sister recognized her, she told her, "I hate you," and threw the bell the mother gave them. The voice kept saying to her that she must remain a killer because this was her destiny on Earth. Yuki got confused and suddenly the voice changed and became the voice of her teacher, and she found him in front of her asking her to return to work. Suddenly, she woke up when Hitoyoshi called her and asked if she was okay. The next day at school, Hitoyoshi's friends were shocked when Yuki asked them about the festival, the upcoming one, and they asked her how she did not know about the famous Katsuda festival. This was a huge traditional festival in the school, including a music festival, a sports festival, and the cultural festival all began, and the whole class was participating in it, and the winner would take a special version of the Katsuda sauce. Yuki started drooling while hearing about the sauce, but Hitoyoshi's friends told them they were still fresh and would not know anything about the festival and might not be on the podium at all. They said the cultural festival's most important thing was the result, and also exam grades were added to it. Hitoyoshi asked Yuki about her last exam, and she showed him she got 42 marks, barely above failure, but she was proud of herself. After she learned that the class grade average affected the result of the festival, she feared she would ruin the average alone. Hitoyoshi tried to calm her and told her as long as you passed, that is good enough. After that, Hitoyoshi and Yuki went to meet Nada and take their weekly share of the katsu bread according to the agreement. Yuki thanked Nada because she was suffering from sauce withdrawal symptoms all week. Nada told them to return to class because she needed to grade some exams. While they were returning, they started talking about the class grade average that would be counted in the festival, and they heard Nada telling Yuki, "You will ruin the average, for sure. Basically, you did not even write your name on the physical education exam paper, and this meant she would fail." Yuki became terrified, but Hitoyoshi tried to negotiate with Nada and told her to let them write her name now. Nada told them they must do her work for free and the bread deal would be void if they wanted this chance. But Yuki was ready to pay this price to win the festival and obtain the special sauce. Suddenly, a strong wind passed, and Nada found Yuki's name written on the answer sheet. She was shocked and said, "How could she be so fast?" Before Yuki said anything, Hitoyoshi played it smartly and said the name was there all the time, but Nada did not see it before. Nada understood that she was played agreed and allowed him to pass this time. After they left, he asked Yuki what she did. She told him it was not her. The person who wrote her name was hiding behind the wall and happy she could help Yuki. Yuki noticed her and went to thank her. The girl with pink hair was named Naka, the same one who was watching them in the market. She blushed when she saw Yuki close to her and got very flustered, then introduced herself as a classmate and told her she knew a way to win the festival. The truth was, Naka was from the famous Hikage family, who inherited their combat arts for generations, and Naka was still learning under the supervision of her big brother, Taka, who appeared very serious but was very interested in his sister. Taka was also the student council president at the school where Hitoyoshi studied, and it seemed he was very suspicious of Yuki, who was in the same class as his sister, and reckoned she might be an enemy harming his sister. So he decided to investigate her personally. The festival actually began, and Hitoyoshi's class chose the theme of an animal cafe. Hitoyoshi and Yuki were there preparing the sweets. There, Naka told Yuki that her brother never appreciated her, said she was not good enough, and made many mistakes. And she wanted to exploit this chance to improve his image of her. Even if she did not win, if her brother saw her participating, he would acknowledge her a little. She had another reason she wanted to win, but did not want to say it in front of Yuki. Hitoyoshi noticed that Naka was always nervous around Yuki and started wondering what was in her mind. He also thanked Naka that she told them early about the event. This time the game would be cops and robbers, meaning physical abilities would play a big role. Suddenly a man came wearing a costume of a large bottle of katsuda sauce. Yuki was startled. It turned out the man inside the costume was Hitoyoshi's naughty friend, Tiga. From long ago he was a fan of the sauce and announced he would play in this outfit because no one could defeat this katsuda sauce. He was confident that his team with Yuki and Naka would take first place. Hitoyoshi said he never saw Naka so active in PE classes, and she told him shyly she did not want to stand out. Yuki reassured Hitoyoshi and said she had confidence in Naka's abilities and promised to do her best to defeat the team of Naka's brother. Naka repeated her words. Her brother Taka, who came to spy on the cafe, got very angry thinking that Yuki was trying to keep his sister away from him. After that, Hitoyoshi and his friends were having lunch. Tiga said he would wear the sauce bottle costume to attract the media, and this made Hitoyoshi worry because Yuki might appear in the news before asking her anything. At the same time, Naka shyly asked Yuki if she could be her friend. Yuki agreed immediately. Naka was very happy when Hitoyoshi asked them to come see the cultural festival. Naka ran away saying she had work. Hitoyoshi asked Yuki what they were talking about, and she replied with a question and said to him, "What exactly does friendship mean?" On the other side, Nada went to spy on the student council to know more about the game and help Yuki, but what she found surprised her very much. The competition started, and the famous Niska joined as a host. Her partner explained that the main event was a tag game, 1 against 3. The student council president Taka had to catch 3 from the other team. If one of them escaped, their team would win. To make the game fun, everyone had to wear a costume fitting their class theme. Naka apologized to Yuki, and Yuki told her friends exist to help each other in times of need. That was what she heard from Hitoyoshi, and she rejoiced at the new rule because the wolf costume hid her face and prevented other killers from finding her. Taka was focused on his sister. She got tense and hid behind Yuki, and this made Taka very angry. As soon as the game started, he began eliminating the participants one by one, and Yuki's team remained, but Tiga went crazy thinking his favorite singer was looking at him. He challenged Taka one-on-one and was defeated immediately. After that, Taka looked at Yuki angrily, and she knew she had to face him. Taka attacked her. She held his hand tightly so he could not throw her, and he held her tail trying to take advantage. Suddenly, Naka sacrificed herself to save her only friend. She used a smoke bomb, and when the smoke cleared, Taka had thrown his sister instead of Yuki, who was safe. Yuki started thinking why Naka sacrificed herself and remembered Hitoyoshi's words. Friends are those we can do silly and serious things with, and all that matters is how we make each other's lives better. Taka was shocked that he threw his sister with all his strength and looked at Yuki, and she knew she could escape him easily. But the problem was the smell of katsuda sauce she could not escape. Suddenly, he jumped on her, and Yuki collided with him face to face and held him very tight. Everyone was shocked. All that was in Yuki's mind was food. Taka told her he would not allow anyone to approach his sister with bad intentions and said that friendship was very important to his sister, and he saw her get hurt because of it once and would not allow it to happen again. He tried to throw her, but Yuki thought to prove she was a real friend. She used Taka's strength and threw him on the ground, and everyone was shocked. She ran to the goal where Naka was waiting. Only 20 seconds remained before the game ended. Taka ran after Yuki, but she went to Naka and told her, "Did you understand the meaning of friendship now? I will be happy if I become a special person to you," and sat in front of her to confirm their friendship. Naka blushed. Suddenly, Taka arrived to snatch Yuki when the whistle blew. She was jailed at the last moment. Although she touched Naka and freed her, she did not exit the jail, meaning the class lost despite the advantage. Taka won, and Yuki was shocked. Second place meant there was no katsuda sauce. The media ran to take interviews. Naka remembered Yuki's words that appearing on camera was a bad thing. Now she could not disappear, so she invented an idea quickly. She threw a smoke bomb and in seconds put Tiga in the wolf costume and Yuki in the sauce costume. Hitoyoshi and Riko arrived. Naka told them she was safe, and they took her behind the school building away from the media. Naka apologized for the team's loss, and Yuki said this was because she did not understand the rules well, and with friends we must share success and failure. Naka was touched. Taka and his group of friends arrived and told her to return home. Then the big brother looked at Yuki with intense anger, thinking she was trying to lead his sister to something wrong, and told her if she hurt Naka, she would pay the price. That night, Hitoyoshi found Yuki alone on the roof while the rest were enjoying the music concert. Yuki started telling him about her complicated feelings regarding the cultural festival. Hitoyoshi summarized for her the situation and said that Yuki enjoyed this day, and Yuki understood he was right. Then Hitoyoshi told her, although they lost this year, they could always try to win next time. This shocked Yuki very much because she was not used to thinking far into the future like this. Until now, she felt she could die at any moment, but now she had hope for tomorrow, for new chances the day after. Hitoyoshi and Yuki invited Naka to come to their place. There, she showed them her skills as a ninja. She threw the shuriken at the target, and they clapped for her. Naka, with shyness, told them she was not very talented, and her brother was right, and said sometimes she wished she was not born with this power and responsibility, and that her life would have been better if she were a normal girl. Her words affected Yuki deeply, and she told her she understood her feeling exactly, that she also wished to be normal. They started bonding over their shared dreams. Hitoyoshi smiled watching this warm scene. Suddenly, Nada arrived behind Hitoyoshi and told him he was finally on his way to building his harem, and now had two pretty girls, and asked whom he would choose tonight while presenting herself as a third option. He went crazy and tried to tell her he was not interested, while Yuki was showing Naka her skills in knife throwing, and Nada was getting close to Hitoyoshi, asking him if he wanted to experience a moment of paradise. At that same moment, Nada's lollipop was shattered by Yuki's knives, and she apologized seriously and said she wanted to throw them at the tree, but her hand slipped. Nada got angry and scared at the same time, but could not say anything. She just told Yuki to be more careful because if she killed her, she would not get any information about her sister. After that, Naka asked Nada if she was also not a normal girl. She tried to introduce herself, but Nada said she knew Naka was the daughter of a ninja family and said she made a living collecting and selling information. Then she held Naka's face and said she was the one who wrote Yuki's name on the exam paper. Naka was startled, but Nada sensed a killing gaze from Yuki, so she moved away immediately. After a while, Nada told them she was going to China on a mission where she might find information about Yuki's sister, but she would not dive deep to avoid getting into trouble with the 9 dragons because it was Yuki's old home. Yuki said she did not know anyone there except her old master. Then Nada bid them farewell, telling them to spend a warm Christmas together. Hitoyoshi was startled when he heard the words. Suddenly, Naka asked if he and Yuki were really lovers despite being relatives. Hitoyoshi got tense and denied, saying they were not close in that way, and looked at Yuki to confirm. But he was shocked when he saw Yuki looking blankly. She was thinking about her old organization. Suddenly, she realized she was always alone there, but now she had people to protect. Hitoyoshi felt that. Her feelings for him were familial, not romantic, and he was happy with that. Suddenly, snow started falling, and then Hitoyoshi received a message from his father saying he was returning home for the holiday tomorrow. On Christmas Day, the yard of the house was covered with a thick layer of snow. Matcha jumped immediately to play, and Hitoyoshi made a small snowman. Yuki tried to imitate him, but her skill was lacking, and her snowman was misshapen on all sides. Hitoyoshi told her not to worry. It reflected her individuality. Yuki believed him, but Matcha jumped on them and destroyed Yuki's snowman, leaving Yuki crushed. Hitoyoshi told her to forget the matter, but she became sadder. Afterwards, he received a call from Masai, his father, and went to answer it. He was tense throughout the call and told Yuki he would go to Riko's house for a while. Yuki understood and asked him for something. Hitoyoshi returned from his mother's house frozen from the cold and started wondering why Yuki asked to meet him at the market. He thought maybe she wanted to have dinner out, and suddenly he saw a large crowd all looking at something. He went and saw the surprise. Yuki dressed like a fashion model, waiting for Hitoyoshi. She put the scarf around his neck and told him she warmed it for him. Hitoyoshi got very tense and feared people would think they were dating, but Yuki held his hand and told him that was her intention and suggested they go together on a date. He started shivering from the surprise. Yuki told him when she saw him. Upset, she called Riko and consulted her, and Riko told her to take him on a date to cheer him up. She told him she wanted him to be happy and Merry Christmas. The embarrassed Hitoyoshi agreed, holding each other's hands while walking in the market. Hitoyoshi started thinking about his relationship relationship with Yuki again. Suddenly, snow started falling again, and Hitoyoshi said he loved snow. Yuki laughed and blushed because her name also meant snow. She said even if she knew he was not talking about her. Hearing this made her happy. Hitoyoshi blushed and his heart pounded, but he could not stay away from Yuki today. Riko came and told Hitoyoshi how she helped Yuki choose the date outfit to have the maximum effect. Hitoyoshi was still tense from what happened yesterday and asked Riko if Yuki really had romantic feelings for him. It was hard for him to imagine, but Riko was sure she loved him very much, and she was not yet aware of her feelings. He still did not believe. Riko took out an app that tests love compatibility between people. Hitoyoshi was not a believer, but Riko told him it was very accurate, and her friend got engaged after she tried it with her crush and saw the result. Riko asked Hitoyoshi about his interactions with Yuki, and the answers were positive. Hitoyoshi started feeling more and more embarrassed, but when Riko asked if they told each other, "I love you," in a non-romantic context, Hitoyoshi lied and said yes. The result showed 96% mutual compatibility with Yuki, and Riko told him that they were practically a couple. Hitoyoshi blushed more. Suddenly, Yuki returned from shopping. Hitoyoshi was unable to talk to her normally, but Riko did not leave him alone. She started asking Yuki the same questions, and all. Her answers were yes, and her percentage was 100%. Riko was sure that Yuki would be his wife in the future. After that, they had lunch at the Kotatsu, and Riko started revealing embarrassing details about Hitoyoshi. He got tense because he did not want Yuki to see his childish side, but Riko exposed him and told Yuki. Hitoyoshi got angry and decided to teach his sister a lesson. He tried to kick her under the table, and after many attempts, she did not make any reaction. He thought, what is the problem? He looked under the table and found that he was kicking Yuki all the time, but she just felt it was a light touch, but her face reddened. She thought Hitoyoshi was flirting with her with his legs like in movies. Hitoyoshi went crazy when he realized what he had been doing for the past 5 minutes. Riko said this must be a secret between the two lovebirds. In the morning, Hitoyoshi found Yuki sleeping beside him. He started getting tense and got out of bed while hiding something from her. Yuki woke up and heard his footsteps. Hitoyoshi started blaming himself because he was unable to accept his feelings, and because he was close to her all the time, he could not sleep well. Suddenly, Yuki opened the door and asked him if he was okay. He told her today was the annual deep cleaning day, so he woke up early, but this was an excuse, and he went to get ready and thought he would not remain weak all the time. But while thinking of confessing to Yuki, the image of his old love appeared to him, who rejected his confession and told him that he did not love him, but just wanted someone to be with him. At the same time, Yuki took the words about deep cleaning day seriously and started sweeping the floor. After she collected the trash, she remembered the first time she was embarrassed while cleaning the floor, but now she felt she could do it well. However, Matcha had other plans, until Hitoyoshi arrived and found Yuki on the floor again, all wet with dirty water, and Matcha was standing on, her head holding his towel. Yuki apologized, but Hitoyoshi knew it was not her fault. He picked up the dog and told her to take a warm shower, but when he saw her in the wet t-shirt, his heart started beating fast, 200 beats per minute, and he blushed from shame. Hitoyoshi ran straight to the bathroom, feeling it was not right to have feelings towards someone innocent like Yuki. Suddenly, he thought of his mother who left him, and then even his old love left him after rejecting him. He thought he would not be able to live if Yuki left him. Suddenly, Yuki knocked on the door and asked him if he was okay, because she noticed he was acting strangely since the morning. Hitoyoshi opened the door and told her he was okay, but to his surprise, Yuki was sitting on her knees. She really wanted him to put his head on her lap and forget his worries, but Hitoyoshi did not want to do that now because his feelings were confused. He told her this was embarrassing for a high school boy to put his head on a girl's lap. Suddenly, Yuki got upset and asked Hitoyoshi if he was bored of her. Then she started crying and said she was just a failure. She was shocked by her tears because all this time she did not cry. Hitoyoshi was totally confused, not knowing whether to console her or escape. In the end, he decided to send her to take a shower before she caught a cold. Yuki obeyed him, and he felt he chose the worst choice possible in dealing with her breakdown. After this moment, Yuki became very emotional and cried over any small thing and apologized, even if it was not her fault. The first time she cried was when Hitoyoshi told her she forgot to get the radish. And then when he said that Matcha started gaining extra weight, she cried again because she was giving him too much food. The situation became worse when she started crying and apologizing when seeing street cats fighting or a leaf falling from a tree. Hitoyoshi tried to reassure her, saying it was not her fault, and he still let her put her head beside him when she was scared and having nightmares. This made him unable to sleep well. He decided to take a nap on New Year's Day, and Yuki was busy with housework. After a while, she came to ask him to go with her to the market, but he was not there and left her a note saying he would return soon. Yuki was a little upset but went shopping with Matcha. The market she usually went to was entirely closed because it was the end of the year. She was forced to go to a supermarket new to her. She decided to get roast beef for dinner, and when she returned, she found Hitoyoshi had prepared dinner, and he also brought roast beef. Yuki suddenly started crying and apologizing because she made a mistake again. She calmed down a little after a while, but when they started eating, she started crying again. Hitoyoshi felt guilty watching. Yuki cried despite all his attempts to make her happy. At night, he decided to sleep on the sofa, and Yuki covered him with the blanket. Today was New Year's Day. Riko came to take Hitoyoshi and Yuki for the first visit to the shrine in the new year. Yuki told her it was difficult because Hitoyoshi was sleeping deeply and she could not wake him up. Riko got upset because he was sleeping late on an important day. Not only was it New Year's, but it was also his birthday. Yuki suddenly started crying when she heard this because she did not even know her master's birthday, and Riko was shocked by her tears. Yuki said her tear glands seemed not to be working well and she was crying at anything. She decided to stay inside the house, and Riko understood and went to the shrine with her friends and told Yuki to watch Hitoyoshi. Yuki entered and found Hitoyoshi's phone on the ground. Suddenly a message came from Naka telling her she wanted to go to the shrine with them. Yuki decided to go with her and found Naka at the shrine wearing traditional clothes while she was wearing something fashionable. Naka was surprised that Yuki came alone, and the bigger shock was when she understood she did not know the importance of the first shrine visit of the year. She explained that everyone tells the gods their wishes on this day and can draw a fortune slip for the whole year. Yuki decided to draw a fortune, and when she read it, she cried because she found her luck was unclear and she might lose and be distanced from many things. Naka took her outside, and Yuki said this meant she would be separated from Hitoyoshi this year, and that his behavior toward her changed suddenly and he became distant. She cried again and said he did not need her and might leave her, and whenever she thought about being away from him, her tears would not stop. Naka did not know how to calm her, so she started telling her about the time she could not stop her tears and told her this happened when her mother died, and this made Yuki cry more. Naka told her that her mother always said that tears come out when a person has many feelings trapped inside, and advised Yuki to let her tears flow freely to lighten the load on her heart. She told her if she kept crying, the sadness would pass and she would be able to smile again. Yuki felt relieved when she heard these words. She told her to cry as much as she liked before they went to make their wishes to the gods. Then they went to the shrine to make a wish, and Yuki was wishing to stay living with Hitoyoshi and all her friends. At this time, Hitoyoshi was still sleeping a deep sleep, and his father, who returned to the city, called him, but he did not wake up to answer, so his father went to the house silently. On the other side, Yuki was returning home and told Naka that today was Hitoyoshi's birthday. Naka was happy and told her to get a good gift and wait until they were alone to give it to him. Yuki had no idea what gift to get for Hitoyoshi. Naka asked her what Hitoyoshi liked. The first thing Yuki thought of was the hamburger steak they got from the Katsuda shop, but Naka told her that it was not special enough as a birthday gift. Yuki kept thinking more and found that Hitoyoshi liked action figures, but she did not know they were called that, and told Naka that he liked dolls. Luckily, Naka was smart and led her to a shop selling action figures. Yuki glimpsed a toy Hitoyoshi already had and decided to buy it for him, assuming he would like it. Naka told her that this was like a lottery and she must play until she got what she wanted. Yuki started playing immediately, but after a few times she got only shiny toys and not the one looking like a drugged-up Lucario. She started crying and felt she was unable to do anything right, and Naka tried to calm her. Suddenly, a man came and asked Yuki if she would like to learn a spell to get the right toy from the gacha machine. Yuki looked at him. The man told her the first thing to do was to get rid of her tears because evil spirits lived in them and ate self-confidence. And he was speaking as if he forgot his schizophrenia medication today. Then he told her she needed determination and a killing instinct so the machine would hear her. Yuki was very desperate and believed his words and practically threatened the machine that she would kill it if it did not bring the right toy this time. Naka and the man were shocked by her intensity, but the strange thing was that the trick succeeded and brought her the drugged-up Lucario. Yuki rejoiced very much and thanked the man who told her that he was in a situation like this when he was trying to buy a toy for his son, so he could not leave her alone. Then he walked away to complete his shopping, and Yuki found him to be a good and chill man. At the same time, she woke Hitoyoshi with a karate chop to his head and asked him how long he would sleep on his birthday and told him dad would come any moment. Before Hitoyoshi could comprehend, he saw Yuki's note that she was going to the shrine. Hitoyoshi started worrying because he still had not told Yuki about his dad. Riko found this strange and told him he should have said so earlier because they lived together. Suddenly, Hitoyoshi went back to a past memory and said that communication was not easy even with family members. He remembered the day his mother left him. He could not ask his father why, and he could not ask about the expression of fear on his face. From that day, the relationship between them started becoming tense. Afterwards, his father traveled for work abroad and rarely visited him, so he never had a chance to ask about the reason for the divorce. Now, as he thought about introducing Yuki to his father, he feared he would be angry with them. Suddenly, he got a message from Naka telling him to encourage Yuki because she drew bad luck. In seconds, Yuki returned home with puffy eyes and decided to change into her maid outfit quickly. Hitoyoshi immediately told her that his father was coming and did not know she was a killer. He tried to suggest something, but decided not to do it. He thought if he tried to hide Yuki from his father, he would be destroying her effort to be normal. So he decided to protect her no matter what his father said. Riko started teasing him and giving him the title, The Wrestler, but told him to say these words in front of Yuki so the result would be better. While they were almost fighting, his father came to the house and turned out to be the same man Yuki met at the market. He decided to tell his father about Yuki. When Yuki came down after changing her clothes, his father knew all the important things about her. They sat talking while he prepared coffee, and his father said he knew Yuki's old master and he was a respectable person. They started talking about how he met the old master who asked him to take care of her after his death. Hitoyoshi was just silent and felt he was the only one outside the loop like the days of the divorce. He started feeling lonely, then understood there were things he did not know about his father or Yuki. Suddenly he understood that he was always guessing what the other was thinking and could not face them directly to know the truth. At that time, his father finished his talk with Yuki and decided to go to Riko's house and talk to her mother. Riko told him he must stay to celebrate Hitoyoshi's birthday, but he replied that Hitoyoshi did not like his birthday. Then he congratulated him on turning 16 and gave him a gift from him and his ex-wife and told him afterward he would go to a company meeting and return abroad. This made Hitoyoshi feel insecure that he would not be able to talk to his father properly this time either. When his father and Riko were in the car, Hitoyoshi decided to overcome his hesitation and held the car door and asked him to let Yuki stay here. His father just looked at him. Then his father asked Hitoyoshi what he wanted to do, and Hitoyoshi said he wanted Yuki to stay with him. His father told him to follow his decision and told him he would make his mother understand everything and left. Hitoyoshi felt better because this was the first time he could convey something to his father from his heart. Behind them, Yuki was happy and could not believe herself because Hitoyoshi said he wanted her to stay with him. But before she spoke to him, a call came from his father and asked him to give the phone to Yuki and told her that Hitoyoshi started changing because of her and asked her to keep taking care of him in the future. Yuki was very touched and full of emotions. After the call ended, she gathered all her courage and asked Hitoyoshi to watch the night view with her. The sun started setting. Yuki wished him a happy birthday and gave him the action figure she bought for him. But to her shock, she was holding the toy very tightly and broke it. She was about to cry again, but Hitoyoshi understood her feelings now and understood how tense she was when he was trying to avoid speaking frankly with her. He decided he did not want to do that again and decided to be frank with her about his feelings. He told her that this toy was from his favorite series during his childhood when his parents were together. He told her about his feeling of insecurity and how he avoided his father since his mother left him and wondered if he could fix the relationship between them again. Afterward, he told her he did not want their relationship to be destroyed due to lack of communication, and that was why he wanted them to live as if they were one family, sharing everything together. His words reminded Yuki of her family, and she started crying again, but this time tears of joy. She asked Hitoyoshi if she could really be his family. He quickly told her that the one who could do that was her because he loved her. He was waiting for her reply, impatient. When she told him she loved him too, he did not sense romantic feelings behind it, and his tears came. When he returned to his room, Hitoyoshi burst into tears, feeling that although he gathered all his courage and confessed his feelings to Yuki, all that happened was his heart broke. But he was unaware that Yuki takes her time understanding the heart's feelings. She was cutting cabbage in the kitchen, and suddenly Hitoyoshi's confession came into her mind. She started remembering his smiling face time after time, and suddenly held her heart because new feelings, strange to her, started appearing inside her. And with this, our story ends today. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you later.